everyone. Myself Niyati Chauhan, Assistant Professor at LC Institute of Engineering and Technology, Department of Instrumentation and Control. Our subject is Safety Instrumented System, Unit 5, Developing the Safety Requirement Specification. So in today's session, I will start from participation of key personnel in review process. So participation of key personnel in review process. Most units and systems in process plant are far too complex for any one person to be a total expert on them. So here any one person can't expert in plant. One person simply can't be a master on the chemistry of a process, the material used to contain it, the instrumentation used to monitor it, the control systems used to control it, the rotating equipment used to drive it, the electrical system used to power it, and the safety technique used to analyze it. So here any one person can't monitor whole process, right? Different area of process through we can reduce risk in our plant. For this reason, hazard operability and other hazard analysis technique usually require a multidisciplinary team. Persons representing the project, process, operations, safety, maintenance, instrumentation and electrical group are typically required. Number 5. Responsibility not well defined. The individual assigned must clearly understand their role and ensure that the analyses are completed in accordance with established procedures. So here activity and role responsibility given. So for conceptual process design, load given to the process design, then hazard analysis and risk assessment, this responsibility given to the safety engineering, application of non-SIS layers, responsibility given to the process design, and SIL determination if an SIF is required, and this responsibility given to the safety engineering. So all persons have to do work according to their role. So person has to complete his work according to the role. Number 6, training and tools. So in training and tools, which type of tools we have to use in industry, then we can reduce risk. And training, every person give to training before starting his job. The team involved with assessment need to be adequately trained and provided with the necessary tools. For example, prior to an assessment, it may be necessary that process control and electrical personnel receive process training, or that process personnel are adequately trained on the type and capabilities of the control system. So here every person have to take training. Okay. For example, process control and electrical personnel receive process training, right? This is essential in order to ensure proper dialogue and understanding during the review process. The capabilities and training needs for each team member should be identified prior to the analysis. Number 7, complexity and unrealistic expectation. Generally, simple designs are better. Complex designers are more difficult to understand, visualize and review. Take as an example, an accident in one plant involved a highly hazard ethane oxide process. Three valves in series with two bleed valves between them. As if that were not enough, these five valves were duplicated so the system could be tested while the plant was online without interrupting production. So here we told about it. We have to test our system online, right? So we can't interrupt our production. Operation of the system was carried out automatically by a computer. As a result of a software error, the computer momentarily operated the valves incorrectly. The ensuing explosion and fire of 3 tons of gas caused extensive damage and resulted in lost production for several months. If gas fire and extensive damage in our plant, then production will be stopped for several months. The software error would be attributed to complexity. If a safety system is required to prevent or mitigate a hazard, requirement should be stated as simply as possible. Number 8, incomplete documentation. So here we are discussing about incomplete documentation. So due to incomplete documentation, accident caused in industry. Process control and or instrumentation personnel are usually responsible for the preparation of the safety requirement specification SRS. The method of documentation, the specification need to be simple enough for all individuals to understand what is to be provided. Here we are discussing table 1. In next slide we are discussing about table 1. Summarize the information that should be included in the specification. The details of requirement column identifies whether information pertaining to each item should be provided for the particular application. So here you can see table 1. In this table, first column for item and second column for detail of requirement. Documentation and input requirements. So first we discuss documentation and input requirement. P and ID, then cause and effect diagram, then logic diagram, process data sheet, process information, process common cause failure consideration such as correction, plugging, coating, etc. Regulatory requirement impacting the SIS, and at last others. Next we are discussing about detailed requirement for each SIF. So in SIF, ID number of SIF, required SIL for each SIF, expected demand rate, test interval, the definition of the safe state of process for each of the identified event, the process inputs and their treat points, Next, the normal operating range of process variable and their operating limit, the process output and their actions, the functional relationship between process input and output, including logic, math function, and other required permissive. Selection of de-energized to trip and energized to trip. So here discussed about relay. When relay energized and when contact will be open and closed. Okay. So here discussed about it. Then consideration for manual shutdown, HMI requirement, reset function, failure mode of each control bar, and we are using control bar as the output. Then sensors, transmitters which are using as the input. Next, inadequate final review of specification. The specification should be reviewed upon completion and approved by all parties involved with the SIL determination. This will ensure understanding and agreement. Those responsible should not assume that everyone involved had the same understanding during the SIL review. In next chapter, we are discussing about SIL and determination method of SIL. So at that time, we are discussing in detail about SIL. The final review will give everyone an opportunity to reflect on decision and to clearly clarify and misunderstandings. And at last, unauthorized deviation from specification. Once the specification is approved, no deviation should be made unless formal change procedures are followed. The system and specification may need to be updated if changes are made during the course of the project. Thank you for watching video. If you have any query in this session, then you can ask me.